Hey people, all the ancient writings used to come with these great front pieces, and they served, the main purpose was to help people to read. And so a lot of people grab this, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, Yaldabaoth," and you only say Yaldabaoth if you already know what all this means. So in order to read this, you read it like a mason. You start at the bottom, and these pictures was throughout books. It was all throughout all the writings of the Bible. But this is Solomon here. Just let you know this is from Solomon, and it begins in this. It's a vagina. It's called a low-eye. You know, Laeye, the low-eye. And it's where it means to give birth, to marry, to give birth. You see all the ancient Christian art, Mary's always in this shape. And so it reads here, this is Saturn, Chronos, it means time. And time tell, the tale, not. Time tell not. And this is a asp, it's a ASP, it's a serpent, a snake, but it's an asp. And it's time tell not asp lion, a spell lion. Time tell not a spell in. And then Yod, this is what they call the Hebrew Yod, but it's an Aryan letter Yod, it means to make. Time tell not a spell lion make. Victory, the crown of victory. This is, Lady Liberty, liberty and victory. You only get liberty if you victor, if you win the war. You get the liberty. To make the liberty and then rise. You see there's fumes coming off of this. Fume, Q-U-M, fume to, arise, fume, come to, fume to. And that comes up many different ways. It's never fume when it ends with an M, because the final M is an S. You'll have to end with an E to be fume. A fume, to rise, arise. And so what most of the ancient people wanted is more time. And so, you don't tell Chronos. Not. If you're reading it from the top down, it's not tell Chronos. Don't tell time. And so a lot of these writings had to do with how to extend your life. The time not tell. Don't tell Chronos. A spell iron make. The victor rise. And if you read it down, it's a lion snake, not tail. That means a politician, a lion snake, not tail. But this Yaldabaoth, this isn't a word, this is an entire sentence. Where yield comes from, yield is when they give birth in the Hebrew Bible, the words yield or similar words close to it. And it means to make power of. I-A-L. Make power of. D. Through knowledge. Make power of through knowledge. The more you know, the more power you have. Ba. In power. And then this is where your word oath come from. To see, mark, divide. And it's usually written with the tet. To see, collect, the I collect, the oath. And you don't tell nobody, unless they're under oath, to not tell, and the oath to not tell. So I got a message on my Facebook on that last movie I posted about the poem on the toilet seat, and it let me know that somebody's getting this. And after I posted it, I watched it again, and I caught some things that I missed. So let me show you a little more how this ancient Hebrew language works. You know, at birth, the skin of normal newborn is reddish purple in color, and it turns bright red when the baby cries. And so, the word red is ancient Hebrew. R, it means to begin. And then E means life. And you don't see it here, but all the ancient languages, E meant life. And D is a door, and it means through. It's the way. But, the main meaning should say through. You go through the door. And so R-E-D means to begin life through. You begin red. So the last part of this chapter is just 2 lines. And I said I was going to go back and read this last one I did yesterday a little faster and try to get it in rhyme. But it's a poem about what some guy had read when he went to sit on the chamber pot from the guy who came before him. You sit on the pot, and it had this cover, this seal, a lid it went to, and you pick it up, and if you had your pencil behind your ear, you might have wrote something wise while you was sitting there waiting for your movement. So no translations of this are good. In order for somebody to translate this in any modern language, they would have to be smarter than the person that wrote it in the first place. It doesn't translate. It reads in this ancient English, and it's the punctuation in it that makes it so witty. And so this was the title. It starts with A, it reads backwards. Lo, a pot. It reads backwards and forwards after the tack. Lo, a pot, and the T is the seal. And it means writings, but it also means the seal, what seals up the pot. The top, TP. Lo, a pot, seal, top, witty, W-I-T-T-Y, pun. The witty pun. And then this is what was written. This is just the title, and this is what was written. And so this word, all these words in here are used one time. You run your cursor across it, and you see it's one of ones. Only the first time it's been used. Word 5197. And here it is again, 5197, one of one. It's the only time it's spelt like this. And it's in the last line of this poem, too. And it's spelled totally different, 5197, one of one occurrence. It's spelled different every time. And you run your cursor across these words, and you see the majority of them, one of one. They're only used one time, one of one, one of one. All these words are used one time in this Bible. You never find them again anywhere. One of one, one of one. One of one, two of two. This one's used twice. One of one, one of one. All these words are used one time, so you can't click on them and compare them anywhere else because they're only used this one time. So, lo, a potty top to lowly lay siege claim what? Lowly lay siege claim what? It means a dirty joke, a low one, lowly lay siege, to claim what? The amour, the love in it, the info, information, I-B-N-Q-O, foe, information to make of in. The love in it, the info to make of in, the fixer. Fixer's what he calls himself. I like to fix problems by spreading knowledge, the fixer, to rue you, to awaken you from, and then backwards and forwards after this tack, the lowly from ollie to. And so ollie, I was telling you that it seemed to mean free, and it means scot-free is what it means. It comes from this word ollie, finish, and it's an heir of the ancestors. It's an heir. It means he didn't work for it. He got it scot-free. It was passed down. Scot-free is an ollie. From the lowly from ollie, it means this is passed down to you. From ollie to pass it down to the lowly. The dirty joke I'm going to pass down to you. From ollie to the loo. The loo, that's your British word for the bathroom. From passed down to the loo. And this, my words, is D through very, V-R-Y. It means very. And it means this writing here, these words vary. They mean many things. They're puns. The words vary. They mean many things. From pass down, from Ollie to the Lou, through vary, the jitty of two. The jitty is this narrow passageway of two. As the jesser, as they sir the walk. The jitty, the narrow passageway of two. As they jesser, as they upright, as they sir the walk. What from will homie lobby in? Lobby, lobby is your bathroom, your lavatory. What from will homie lobby in? Homie, that means you reading this, my homies. If fumes, this is ends with the M, the final M, but it has two M's, so it's fumes, plural S. If fumes from will, solum, alone, one, read, R-D-A, and this as in read, first through the knowledge as you read it, and then you go back and divide. That's in this word oath, to powers bind through knowledge, in the power to see the writings divide. First read through and then you go back and read between the lines, the H, the divide. And so those tricks will be in here, to read at past, P-S-T, the past when from over is. And so when it's over is both. You go back and read it again, because to read first through knowledge tops it when from over is. Turn it over and read both sides. And to shove, S-H-U-V-I-M, to shove 'em of L of come, the shove 'em of come. What from will homie lavy in? If fumes from 'em will shalom. They say it means peace, but solemn is one, on one. To read it past when, to read atops it when, from over is both, the shove 'em will come. Shove 'em will come. And nasty homie to-gression. And so it's to-gression, to movement. From in it tonnage, from all, ollie, scot-free, passed down, the take-who, edril owls. The edril is, edril, edric, edry, is rich and powerful, was passed down, from all, ollie, the heirs, the heirs, it take who, edril, the rich of owls. And the owls, like I say, the owls are the faces on the money, the kings. And then come and walk to, give low to that, to give under that, the men which above her, them a table, them edible, what's on the table is etable, them edible which villain marks, what eat which the villain marks. And so it's talking about this guy, his job is to go collect the chamber pots and recycle. And what he learns from recycling the chamber pots. And that's what a nizzy, the cycle to consume work of homie, the man that's recycling to gression, to move from in it. And so Lucy, the Lucia, the light, the knowledge made, the Lu backwards, Sia is, the light is the liquor which, you know, when you're distilling, you know, what's light is what distills up. It evaporates up first. You know, the liquor is what's light, and it distills, it goes up the column. And Lucia is the liquor which to suffer keys in, cause in, to give tools in. Potta likely in will scare they to look over from tip, you know, from to tip over, to pour it out. From tip the tears ease. You know, the knowledge coming out of it, you know, is going to give the potter the knowledge. From tip the tears, the eye waters, you know, or tears, the tears of the pyramid. From tip the tears ease. And so he's kind of warning you, you know, what you learn from reading these writings, you might tip over the pot. You know, the Lucia, the light, the knowledge is the liquor which to suffer cause in. The pot to likely in will scare. You know, it might even scare the pot. The way, they from tip. You know, the they to see from tip those ease. So these last two lines, you know, are called the remnant of Israel. And they're getting that from this. But you know, the remnant, what they're getting that from is a shard. You know, a shard of a pot is a remnant. But this is a sheret. And this Israel is never Israel. It's his role, his job. What's his job? His role. And it's Israel when it's read backwards and forwards. If there was attack, when it's Lars, L-A-R-S. Lars means he who fought and won the crown of laurel. He who wears the crown of laurel, you know, the winner, his rule. But this isn't Israel. This is just his role. His role. So this starts with the ps, ps. You know, it starts with the A, so it reads backwards, P-S. And it's to open secret knowledge. Ps. You know, when somebody's trying to sell you a stolen watch. So it's ps, ps, and then knowledge make of in. You know, O-F-B is in. You know, the secret knowledge to make of in. Psst, psst, keep it quiet. The clock, K-L-K. Clock covets. Covets is what you want. The clock to covets. And then it starts with A, it reads backwards. To cross, X, to cross back. Everybody wants to turn back time. Oh, I'm getting old. I've been wanting to stop aging ever since I turned 18. But, you know, here it's surely I will assemble, and here it's surely I will gather. And so they do this anytime something doubles up. And here it doubles up because it's PSA, you know, psst, public service announcement, psst, psst. And when you die, you know, you're moody moot, surely dead, moody moot. But it's not surely here. It's only surely when it doubles up, because it reads backwards here. If they're looking at this as covets, a covets, then it would be surely a covets. But no, here it's covets to cross back. Sure it his rule, his role. The Jihad, when miss a coxswain in share. And so Jihad, they tell us that Jihad's a holy war, but you can see here that it means to make had. You know, we want your property, and we're going to make half of it by telling our army that God wants us to do this, a jihad. The jihad, and then WM backwards, when miss, M-I-S, when miss a coxswain. And a coxswain is the one who's directing the boat. And so the long way, you know, this is a coxswain. The Coxswain, the primary boat operator charged with steering the correct course, controlling the throttles. And I know this because that's what I used to do. I used to run a salt boat, to bring Marines to the beach. But we don't call it that. We just call it a coxswain, K''Xin, coxswain. We pronounced it coxswain. So a jihad when miss a coxswain in share, not of the fold, but in the fold, be in the share. When there's no coxswain in the share of the jihad, it's going every which way. Things ain't looking good. They killing women and children first. The cotter intook the dever, and so a cotter is the collector. A cotter is a gatherer of cods or peas. He's the ones that's gone out there to collect, and they live in the cottage. Well, they're just there for the gathering season. Cotters, the hired hands to do the gathering, cotters. And so the jihad, when miss a coxswain in share, the cotter intook the dever. The dever, an endeavor is a difficult task to work hard through a task, an endeavor, and the dever is the difficult task. The cotter intook the dever. He took up that job. The dever, and then the WT, what they men, and then EM, them ads, ADS, them ads. The collector intook the dever, what they men, them ads. All the parts, PRTS, X is a TS. All the parts of ping this, of place this, ports to. Ports is a passage where you come in and out. It's a hole. And all the parts of place this ports to. Your ports are the holes in your body that things go in and out of. Your mouth, your ear, your nose, your ass. And when you get old, the parts of place this ports to, that's what goes first, is all your ports. You don't know if you're going to fart or if you go sit on the toilet before, because your old parts are getting old. Who over to soar? It's over. And your time of soaring like the eagles, your time is over. Who over to soar? The wits, WITS, the wits of into. The wits of into, who over milks of place this view, and then life in roses. The Romans turned the X into the CH, so it's wits of, or which of, view, VU, or into, which of, into, who over milks of place this. Over milks. You're getting old and you're over milking. Could you go bring me a beer? I can't make it to the fridge. Bring me a beer. I got no teeth. Could you put my steak in the blender? Who over milks of place this? Who have in roses of place this? Who have EVE in roses? And so the word is devery, mean through vary. And so you could look at this and read it several different ways. They say the milks is the kings. It's not their king, because the M on the end would be plural. It would be kings. And who over kings of place is, of place, of pings. The ping is a position, and of your position is the place of places, who have in roses. Have in roses. Pushing up daisies. Alright, I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.